Blessings, everyone. Blessings for those of you who coming in with for the preview. I know a lot of y'all like, why I gotta just see a preview, because God told me I can only speak to the subscribers. So you will have to subscribe to see the full video. Obedience is better than sacrifice. It's not for me to please to the people. It's for me to obey God, not man. You will catch that one day when God tell you to do something that people don't understand. I was just listening to a lot of people on TikTok where they're talking about, are y'all happy y'all voted for Trump? He cutting off everything, and it's so crazy that we'll sit here and look at it as if we voted for Trump. We were voting for the ways of God. Because people are willing to go against God, we will sit here and settle for what the enemy is offering us just so that we can have our way. And this is why I'm happy I voted for Trump, because Trump is about to make some children grow up. He about to make people be more responsible. And if you all understand now why God was saying start your businesses, because it's going to be the people who actually obey God's instructions with putting those businesses in order, getting them in alignment, registering them, preparing them, because Trump is the very person to get in position to help business owners. And if you obey God, when he said register that business, do that website, start getting prepared to start your business, this is why. See, God will tell you the ending before the beginning. You trying to figure out why God telling you to start the business, because I'm finna put Trump in office. And Trump is going to help the people who have a business. Most people who don't have a business mindset, where we just want to sit at home and watch the government take care of us for the rest of our life. I'm one of them people that I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and I came from poverty, and I came from up under the Democratic ruling. And I always been a Democrat and didn't even know I was a Democrat. But just because I was in Tennessee and I was in poverty, I just accepted being a Democrat. But one thing that I did not understand was, I remember trying to get some assistance with Section 8, and I could not get assistance because of the people who had been on for 10 and 20 years. Some of my relatives had been on Section 8 for 10 or 20 years. And I'm sitting here like, y'all helping taking care of these people for the rest of their life. You can't even help the people who just getting out of school, just having their first child, need a little help for 1 or 2 years. I knew people that were getting based on income or Section 8, and they were married to men who were truck drivers. So that means they made good money. And they were sitting on Section 8, and I couldn't get no assistance. And I'm pretty sure you know somebody who couldn't get assistance. And I used to always feel like, well, I want to get on city council. I want to be a part of the school board, because I feel like there needs to be some type of cutoff. Like you should give them at least 2 to 5 years to get on their feet, to save their money, teach them how to budget, teach them how to manage money, and then walk them into home ownership. But when you don't even think about even owning a home because you used to people taking care of you, this is why we do not make good rash decisions. Like we're not responsible people. And that's because we used to people taking care of us. And then when the one person get in office who gonna push you into purpose, this is why a lot of you all don't understand Dr. D, because Dr. D gonna push you into purpose. And some of y'all don't want to be pushed out of your comfort zone. Some of y'all don't want to get unstuck. Y'all will actually stay buried into your lack, into your poverty, into your nothing for the rest of your life. As long as nobody even said nothing to you or pushed you, y'all will stand still and never see the salvation of the Lord. And the very person that's going to come and push you into greatness, and instead of looking at he taking the food stamps, I mean, he's not dissolving the food stamps. He's actually giving it to the people that actually deserve it. You know, the hardworking people. Because I remember thinking that why they don't help the people who actually paying bills, because we the ones who we making the money, but we can't afford to buy groceries now because we done paid all our bills. So it sounds like God done answered a whole lot of people's prayers. Because it's like they ain't doing nothing all day but eating and having sex and pumping out another baby, and the government just giving them more money. And you got the responsible people who actually get up every day and pay their bills on time, who barely got enough to even afford food. Why don't you give them some food stamps? I know I ain't the only one who been thinking like this my whole life. Like, I've been working hard my whole life and I barely got enough food to buy groceries. Why can't I get no food stamp? And here come the very person to answer everybody's, I'm talking about he unanswered everybody's prayer. That means he's rewarding those people who are doing the right thing, who are doing what they're supposed to be doing, who is being responsible. It's time out for taking care of children. children having children waiting on the government to take care of them, and y'all feeling some type of way. Y'all happy y'all voted for Trump? Absolutely yes, because the people who have actually matured and grew up and actually take care of their responsibilities, we deserve to get a reward sometime. We deserve to, because we doing what we supposed to do, get a blessing. See, this how God bless some of us, because we doing what we supposed to do. Obedience better than sacrifice. I came from Section 8 and based on income. I had family members who sold drugs that was on Section 8 for 20, 30 some years. They kids grown and they still getting Section 8. Like, when do they exit out the system so somebody else can get some help? Like, y'all got to change our mindset. And the very person that come to push you in purpose, the very person that come and push you into having faith in what God telling you to do, like start a business. Now y'all sitting here like, dang, I should have started my business. Dang, I should have, Because God was telling you to start the business because he knew who he was about to put in office. Now, we don't know if he going to stay there long, but at the same time, you better grasp what you can while you can. The only people who complaining about this man cutting off food stamps is the ones who don't want to do nothing. The ones who can't see themselves making money outside the government. The ones who don't want to wake up and not just eat and have sex. Just think about the people who get food stamps. I'm not talking about all of them. I get food stamps. I'm talking about the ones who literally get food stamps. Their kids go to school and they go back to sleep. And they sleep all day. And when they wake up, they eat again. They smoking, or now they having sex. And before you know it, they pregnant again. And you're like, you having another baby? We don't make good decisions because when we get to wake up and do whatever the hell we want to without nobody saying nothing, without having, without having to be accountable for our actions, we'll just sit up here and do reckless stuff. And then you got the people on here who crying about, oh, he's stopping all the billions of dollars that go into HIV. Well, I don't think he's going to stop it for everybody. I think he's targeting the transgender community. And I say this because a lot of them people childish. Not all of them, because I've heard some that actually don't even agree with how some of these people acting over there on their side. But I feel like it's time for them to grow up and make responsible decisions and stop just sleeping around because they horny. You won't have to worry about HIV. Now, I'm not talking about the men who sleeping with the transgenders and stuff like that, and then they married and these people getting HIV because of their spouses. That I actually feel a little sorry for y'all, but I think he ain't gonna just take it from everybody. I think this is strictly to the transgender people because they just out here reckless and doing whatever the hell they want to do and sticking their pole in it and everything. And then when they get sick, they expect the government to take care of them when they was out here being reckless. It's like the woman who constantly have babies by a man who ain't gonna take care of their kids, but they keep having the babies because they know the government gonna give them food stamps and health care. We reckless. We don't want to take accountability for our decisions, but we get mad when the very person that come in and say enough is enough. It's time to grow up. It's time to take accountability. It's time for you to be responsible and stop just sleeping with everybody because you happy. It's time to just stop doing whatever the hell you want to, because let's just think about it. They do whatever the hell they want to. And that's why they got the most HIV rating over there, because they just around here being children and fools. They sleeping with everybody because they happy. Dancing, singing, drinking, smoking, doing whatever they want to. And then the government got to take care of them because of their decisions of them not caring too much about. Like, they didn't even have the audacity to think about, well, maybe I could catch something if I keep doing this. But because you decided to keep sleeping with all these men or women, and now you got this sexual transmitted disease or HIV or AIDS or whatever you want to call it, now the government got to take care of you because you couldn't wrap it up. Because you didn't have self-control and discipline. And we on here want to make all type of videos talking about Trump, the worst person in the world. No. He making people grow up. Stop doing what you want to do. Stuff, they used to tell you, for every action, there's a reaction, right? And, there's a consequence after everything you do. Now, you can do stuff, but it's a consequence behind it. You're going to have to think about your consequences before you do it now. Because what you used to lean on, you can't lean on no more. All I see is he making us wealthy again in this United States. So instead of us needing the government, now the man just said he gonna put tariffs on the other countries to pay our country, so we won't have to pay income tax no more. And because our mindset's so small, all we could think about is we're not gonna have no more income taxes. Baby, you ain't finna have to pay no more taxes. The other country gonna pay it. Ain't you tired of paying all the, like we've been talking about, we pay 50 million taxes. They tax your check, then you go in the store and buy something, they tax you again. Then you got to go pay for something, they tax you again. We getting taxed 50 million times. And the one thing this man said is he gonna stop income taxes, but he finna start charging the different countries so they gonna pay our taxes. Where is your mindset? Like y'all think so small. All you thinking about is self and what you can get and what's gonna happen to you. You're not even thinking about, well, let me go start me a business. Well, let me go get me a job. Let me do something different so my kids won't think that they supposed to sit in the system for the rest of their life. I'm not saying there's something wrong with being in the system. I've been in the system my whole life, but my whole life I've been saying that, God, you know, I'm grateful for it. But if you want to start giving me a little more money where I ain't gotta, depend on this, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, God, because that means if I got to come off of it, you're going to give me some more money. It's just like when gas prices go up, y'all be complaining, oh, the gas is high, the gas this, the gas that. No, that means you finna make some more money. You finna get some more money if they raising the prices up. Your mindset too small. You over here looking at stuff that keep you dependent on people. Like, why did you move out your mama house if you didn't want to be dependent on people? Because it sounds like you're a child and you need somebody to hold your hand and take care of you. And instead of your mama taking care of you, you want the government to take care of you. Now, nothing's wrong with you getting help from the government for a few years, but when do you save your money and budget and decide to buy you a house and get you a job and get a savings account? When do you start doing it? But because we want to take our money and spend it on drugs and on her and on clothes and shoes, we want to be irresponsible. Because we want to live the way we want to live and look like we got it made. Y'all got it big on making it look good. Y'all don't mind making stuff look good. Ain't you tired of just making it look good? Because after you make it look good, a couple of days from then, you be back in your circle, in your cycle, needing something. Somebody messaged me today and said, Dr. D, can I ask the church for $170 so that I can file my mama filing fees? No, ma'am. What I look like giving the people who faithful and giving you their money? Why would I do that? The one thing you had to do for God, soon you were supposed to do it. You claim you went to the hospital. You done had surgery at the hospital. Now you still ain't came back over here. Like, y'all have a problem with fighting y'all own battle. Y'all got a problem with fighting y'all own battle. Come on now. God said he'll take care of it. Y'all don't know how to sit back and let God work that thing out. God will even show you he working that thing out, and y'all still will try to beg and ask and do this and do y'all part. And it's because you got a problem trusting God. You don't know how to just sit back and watch God work the whole situation out without you knowing how he gonna do it. You got a control issue. I blocked that young lady today. No, I'm not putting up with people who don't want to grow up, who don't want to take accountability, who don't want to do their part to get the blessing. You see God moving in your life and you still trying to do it your way. No, get away from me. And it's people around me like that. I'm sorry, I can't do that. So I just want to come on just to plant little seeds so y'all can get a different aspect of what Trump is trying to do. Trump is not trying to punish people. He actually is going to reward the people who working. And only the people who responsible and who get up and push themselves and go to work every day, and people who owning their businesses and trying to start their business, only these type of people who allow God to renew their mind last year and this year gonna understand what God is doing right now through Trump. It ain't personal, but it's personal and it's intentional. It's about time for us to start rewarding the people who doing what they supposed to do. That's what God do. He don't reward wrong. He reward obedience. And because a lot of y'all will never obey God and follow his instructions and do what he tell you to do, this is why y'all having a hard problem listening and understanding what Trump doing right now. Because you will never obey God. Y'all want God to reward the disobedience. If you obey God when he says start the business, look for the suite, look for the school, start looking for the building. If you obey God and left the city and went to the state, that's because God was putting stuff in position for you to be blessed. All you had to do was follow the instructions. Now y'all understanding why you needed to start a business. Who did Trump give money to last time he was in office? The business owners. Some of y'all didn't even have faith to even start the business. Like, why would you want your only income just to be from the government? Have you ever thought about if anything happened, the system was to collide or crash or do anything? Like, what's going to happen if you can't get that stuff? Like, if they turn your stuff off right now, what you going to do next? You gonna go sell some for JJ? I know when they shut down TikTok, I was seeing people say, well, now I gotta go sell some stuff on the corner. Now I gotta go sell my body because TikTok ain't paying me no more. They don't shut TikTok down. Like, what's y'all plan if none of this stuff never happened? Like, if it don't continue for the rest of your life, what is your plan? What is your, because you always supposed to have a backup plan. What you gonna do next if it don't work? Like, have you ever thought that far? Some of y'all done had y'all food stamps cut off before, and you was trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I gotta wait 30 days. I gotta reapply. How I'm gonna get that money? So I'm asking you, when stuff don't work the way you want it to work, what you gonna do next? Or you just solely dependent on that? You ain't got another plan. You ain't got an out. You ain't talking about getting a job. Ain't you tired of just laying down and humping all day? Ain't you tired of just getting up, eating food, laying back down, and pushing out another baby every day? Ain't you tired of doing that? Like, you ain't thought about getting up, getting no job, go work in the hospital, go cook, go do something. I mean, you cook every day. Go start a restaurant, sell some plates, make some money. Change your mindset. So for the people who are like me and Trump, we pushing people into purpose. We pushing people to stop thinking with a poverty mindset. The only people who don't like Trump is people who stuck in lack and poverty. Only millionaires and billionaires gonna understand people with wealth and money. These the only people that's gonna understand it. It's a mindset. When I moved to Florida, that's because God was trying to change my mindset. It wasn't about the rent was higher. It was about God giving me more. But if you only look at, the bill's too high, I can't afford nothing there. Florida too high, I can't live there. That's too much for my blood. Let me go back to Kansas. Let me go back to Tennessee. It was a mindset change. See, you be looking at stuff the wrong way. God be trying to teach you stuff, but you be too busy looking at it in a negative aspect because you can't even renew your mind. You won't allow him to renew your mind. I left Memphis, Tennessee, where I was paying $700, $800, $1,100 in rent, just depending on where I went. Maybe $1,500 the most. And I moved all the way to Florida, where I had to pay $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month for probably about the same house that I could have got in Tennessee. It had nothing to do with, oh my God, you brought me here and I can't afford this. It was about God showing me that, you see how I kept you in Tennessee? Now watch me keep you in Florida. Watch me give you that rent every month. Watch, they can't put you out. I don't care what it look like. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. That means I don't care if they send an eviction notice. I don't care if it get to the last day that you supposed to pay your light bill. Watch, I show up. God was renewing my mind by showing me he can give me more when he moved me to Florida. It had nothing to do with me staying in Florida. It was God showing me he was going to give me more. And if y'all just stop looking at stuff is to hurt you and start looking at that God trying to push you into purpose, that he trying to make you want more than what you have, that he trying to open your mind up to wanting something that you've never thought about wanting. He said, eyes have not seen and ears have not heard the things that I'm about to do for you, the things that I'm about to give you, the stuff I'm about to walk you into, the doors I'm about to take you into. What do you think that means? That means you ain't never even had a thought to want a G-Wagon. You ain't had a thought to want to buy a house. You ain't had a thought to think about your credit score going up because you're going to be able to pay your bills. You ain't even be able to dream that you're going to own a business one day. And God said, all you got to do is obey me, and I'm going to use your enemies as your footstool to get you there. Help Jesus. Yes, Lord.
Recording in progress.
Yay, we did it. Yes, Lord. Blessings, blessings, blessings. I just had to come out here and share this because I think y'all looking at stuff the wrong way. And see, y'all be praying for stuff, and when God bring y'all the answer, y'all start complaining about it because you don't understand the blessing and you don't know what the blessing look like because you can't recognize God. when God trying to give you more and do more for you because you too busy complaining about it because you can't stay in your dead place, because you can't sit there and keep eating your vomit. I think that's what God said. He said, pick up your bed and walk and don't return back to your vomit. And it looked like a lot of y'all like to sin in your vomit. Y'all like to stay in the mess that you in, the lack that you in, the poverty that you in. It makes no sense that y'all speak about y'all been praying for this. That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all want God to give y'all what y'all want instead of what he want. And it's his will be done, not yours. And that's where y'all battling and falling short at, because y'all keep thinking that God trying to give you what you want when it's what he want, his desires. Your desires need to change to his. See, God never intended for the United States to be in poverty or lack or to need anything else. I really feel like what's so funny is majority of the people who pushing all this immigration stuff, this illegal immigrants, these people came over here as illegal immigrants. They mothers, they fathers, they grandmothers, they came over here on boats. They tell you testimonies, and it's their feelings and their emotions that make them feel like that Trump is wrong because of what he's doing. We have a process in this country, and everybody must go through that process. When we began to start saying spit on the process and we shouldn't have to do that, just help people, then why are people going to jail just for trying to help their family then? Why are people going to jail for selling drugs just because they trying to feed their family? Because if we can just spit on the process just because of how we feel, just because of what we think people should be able to do, like why is people going to jail for stealing and robbing? Because most people who steal and rob, most people who sell drugs, they just trying to take care of their family. So if we're going to skip processes for illegal immigrants, we might as well say that we don't need no process at all, because there's people out here who literally steal and sell drugs just to take care of their family. Just like, why? Like, you can't say it's okay for one set of people. God said it ain't no lukewarm. You either right or you wrong. It ain't no in between. So if we want to start talking about the illegal immigrants, I feel like majority of everybody who over here that's a politician, majority of those people came over here by boat. They skipped the system. They found a way in a loophole to get over here inside of our country. Now, whether they did it then or now, somebody decided to say, we finna bring order. We got rules and regulations for a reason. We got processes and procedures for a reason. And when we began to start saying, well, they just want to be free. Hey, I respect it. I have no problem with that. But when we start saying they ain't got to go through the process to get over here, then why the hell is we taking people through the process when they get a ticket or drive or they speeding? Why can't I sell drugs? Why can't the prostitute sell vagina then? Why is she going to jail every time she sell vagina? Like, why is the man who trying to just take care of their family going to jail just for selling drugs? Now we got to get deeper in this thing, because y'all think it's just about somebody trying to tear a family apart. Like the other man said, send the whole family back. They want to be together. It's a process. See, that's because everybody move and operate off feelings and emotions. Y'all don't care about right and wrong. Y'all care about a pleasing man instead of pleasing God. This country was built off order, wealth. And I just feel like all the other countries placed other people over here just to tear us down from the inside out. And the people over here helping turn it down. Because y'all agreeing with what they saying. They want to cause discord over here on the United States. You know how many countries don't like the USA? You know how many people wish they can get us down on our knees so they can chop our head off? You know how many people want to bankrupt the USA? Just because of how they feel, their feelings and emotions of what done happened in our past. Do you know how many people wish they could chop our heads off? And then the first thing they do is send people over here. We don't know what Barack Obama came from. We don't know what Michelle Obama family came from. We don't know what Kamala Harris family came from. These people just came over. They attached to illegal immigrants. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be free. No, I know people who walk with God who waiting on their spouses to come from Africa that keep getting denied. Now, how is it okay that they going through the process and getting denied, and the people who coming over here the wrong way, it's okay for them to just come over here and do whatever the hell they want to? Did you know the police just found a lady she was in a process of getting raped? The police found her. The man was doing it right then and there. She was screaming help. And the police came over there, and he had just applied for asylum the day before. So he had just applied for asylum that whatever he do in the U.S., he can't get touched. They can't do nothing to him. And he over here raping somebody in the grass, and the police caught him. And this the type of stuff you want to say, oh, they want to be free. They want to be free to come over here and do whatever the hell they want to do without repercussions. Well, I want to know why my daddy got all these felony charges just for selling drugs because he wanted to make some money to take care of his family. Like, if you just gonna let a person come over here and file for asylum and they can come over here and do whatever they want to our women, I mean, let's just make it make sense, because when you start opening up doors, you open up doors to bigger things. Y'all want these people to come over here, but they don't live the way we live. They ain't doing the stuff that we doing. So when you start breaking a little law, this is when the Bible said wrong will be right and right will be wrong. Y'all operate too much in y'all feelings and y'all emotions. Y'all, oh, but they family. Oh, they just want to be free. Oh, but well, guess what? We want to be free over here too. And they making us abide by rules and regulations and laws. And in order for them to do it, they going to have to do it like we have to do it. Like, why should you have to pay a bill and they ain't got to pay a bill? Like, and it's only people who don't pay bills that really don't even care that them people ain't paying bills. But I'm just saying, you know how it's called favoritism. You know, your mamas used to do it to certain kids when you were younger. Like, why should you buy one person some but don't buy the other one some? Why should they be able to violate a law but we can't violate a law? Because if I could just run up in Old Navy or Macy's or Saks Fifth and just get whatever the hell I want and ain't got to worry about going to jail, baby, I want to be able to do that. But I don't think it's fair that I can't go in there and snatch some stuff up out the store without some. Matter of fact, I don't even want to run out. I want to walk out because it's supposed to be right. Why can't I go steal some stuff and not go to jail, but they get to come over here and do what they want to do and not go to jail? Like, some in your head got to click to, like, it's not right that they holding certain people accountable and they not holding other people accountable. Like, I think we should be one nation under God. That means right is right and wrong is wrong. I plead that what I expect you to do, I expect them to do. And what I think that they should not be able to do, you should not be able to do. I mean, right is right and wrong is wrong. And because some of y'all been raised so wrong, y'all actually think y'all feelings and emotions, y'all too nice. See, that's a season for everything. It's a season to pray. It's a season to fast. It's a season to be nice, and it's a season to be firm. And I think they was just more than generous just a few minutes ago when they was issuing all that money to all them people. Now, let's just think about it. If we keep giving them all our money like that, we're going to be a little bankrupt soon, right? And then when we become a third world country, you know, walking around with nowhere to stay, no food, no nothing, and we just laying around in the streets, then y'all gonna start being like, well, where did this happen? Why did this happen? Where did it come from? It happened when you opened the door to let other little renegade people come over here and do whatever the hell they wanted to, and you wanted to protest on their side to make what they doing right until they come knock on your door and try to take you out your house. Until they come snatch your daughter and try to rape her or molest her. See, everything cool until it ain't cool. It's okay to do a threesome with your man until they do it behind your back. No, you should never open the door. It's cool until it ain't cool. It's okay as long as it ain't bothering you. As long as they ain't on your property. As long as they ain't did unalive your pet. As long as they ain't eating your pets. It's okay. Because it ain't knocked on your door. Don't open doors that you can't handle. And it's sad somebody got to come on here and speak stuff like this because we too illiterate. We don't like to take accountability. We don't want to be responsible. We don't expect right to be right and wrong to be wrong. We want to turn everything wrong right. So yes, I'm absolutely happy that I voted for Trump because it looks like order is coming. Somebody got to do it. I ain't got to like the person God using to do it. But God looking for boldness, confidence, and courage. He looking for the person who got enough courage enough to do it. You see it's out of order. You see how those group of people over there do whatever the hell they want to. They done created a whole alphabet, a whole dictionary. They don't start changing applications. Like you can't even apply your kids to go to school without them asking you is your child binary. And I'm talking about these elementaries and high schools and middle schools. I ain't just talking about college. Like these people have did so much wrong and made it right that they have started making everything about them, just pushed it on everybody else. And we okay with that. Well, why the hell we can't push Christianity on everybody? Why can't we push Jesus on everybody if it's that easy to just create some stuff and push it on the whole world and make laws and rules and regulations about people's feelings and emotions? Because this a monkey, I'm supposed to call it a monkey because they say it's a monkey. Like when the hell did we start calling stuff right wrong and wrong right? Like the man has a penis for a reason. The woman got a hole in the vagina for a reason. Now how the hell the penis become a vagina? And we have just decided to agree with it. And that's the only reason they okay with doing the stuff they doing, because you got people who illiterate enough to agree with it and accept it. Like we'll accept this stuff and still say we believe in Jesus. How you accept the opposite of everything dealing with Jesus? Because it's your friend, because it's your son, because it's your daughter, because it's your father. Like, no, fool, you wrong. That ain't God. I love you though. I ain't stopped loving you because you decided to get confused. I love you, but I'm not going to accept that. And when you start accepting right and wrong and wrong and right, this is why our whole world screwed up right now. It's a spirit of confusion that lurks over the United States. Everybody confused. We don't even know if the dog no more. I just seen a video where the man said he was a cat, and the police officer said, "Well, let me call the dog pound because cats ain't supposed to be driving." Like, when the hell did we call a person a cat? And we accept it to do these things. This is called wrong, right, and right, wrong. And we think it's funny because we childish. Because nobody is bold enough to say, you ain't no damn cat, you a man. We don't want to be the one that told them the truth. God is truth. I thought you served Jesus. I thought you was walking with God. I thought you was a Christian. And you afraid to tell people the truth because of how they feel, because of their emotions. And y'all be quick to say that she knows she wrong. God ain't told her to say that. God didn't tell me to say the truth. God didn't tell me to speak the truth. That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all want to make the truth wrong. And then the stuff that you ain't supposed to say, you'll say that all day. Anything negative, you'll say all day. But let you need to tell somebody the truth, baby. You be over there quiet as a mouse. You be over there with what you call that, people pleasing, scared that if you do say it, who gonna get mad and who gonna not agree with you and who gonna not be your friend no more and who not gonna call you no more. I wouldn't give a flying freak if you never call me again. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Why would I sit here and lie to you? I don't love you. And that's because a lot of y'all don't know what real love is. When has God ever lied to you? When has he told you, like he literally says, I will never leave nor forsake you. When has he left you? He has always been right there. Even God tell you, like he does things that other people cannot do. And y'all will sit here and just pervert the truth and make it right. And then do it in the name of Jesus. You do it in the name of Jesus. And God just sitting there like, you know how many people been Peter and rejected him at the third strike? When the rooster crowed 3 times, you know how many people already been every time God put you in front of somebody and you never told them the truth, you were rejecting God. You need to repent. Every time you held your tongue when you knew the Holy Spirit was telling you to say something or tell them or correct them, but you didn't do it because you were you were worried about their feelings. God is all truth. And some truth gonna hurt. Some ain't gonna feel good. Some of it gonna make you cry. But it's meant to make you take accountability so you can change and renew your mind. God can't deal with you if you ain't willing to be renewed. I just had to come on here and just share this because I see a whole bunch of illiterate people on here. on this site. Y'all happy y'all voted for Trump now? You mean to tell me I voted for Trump just so I can keep getting food stamps? And I shouldn't have voted for him just because he finna get rid of food stamps. No, he getting rid of food stamps for the lazy person. He said the people who working finna get food stamps. Now, I'm one of the people that's been saying, well, why they don't get the people who working food stamps? Like, we the one paying all the bills. We the one need the food stamps by the time we finish paying the bills. We can't buy food. And you mean to tell me he finna take the food stamps from the able-bodied people who do nothing all day and give it to the people who actually get up and be responsible? And y'all think something wrong with that? And that's because y'all want to reward the people who do nothing. Just like y'all think God gonna reward the people who do nothing. God ain't studying you. He reward those who obey him. This is why you keep seeing people come on with testimonies and talking about how God blessed them and opened doors for them because of their obedience, not because they perfect. Because they obey. And I'm just supposed to bless the person. God just gonna bless the person who over there doing nothing every day. She just get up, cook food, eat bacon all day, eat eggs all day, lay down with the man, have sex, and she pregnant every year. That's who God finna bless. Really? Why y'all lying to them? Stop lying. Why? Why we keep lying to the people who doing nothing so they can keep doing nothing? If you tell them the truth, they'll wake up. If you tell them what they doing, hey, you ain't never thought about getting a job instead of laying there letting that man pump on you all day. He ain't paying no bills. You done already told him he know you in Section 8 or you on based on income, so he ain't even thinking about giving you no money because he know you don't pay no bills. How are you winning doing it? How are you winning letting a man hump on you all day? They know you ain't got no bills and you don't pay no bills, and they get to sit in there and eat all your kids' food up all day. Make it make sense. So yes, I'm so glad I voted for Trump. Make them go to work, God. Make them work for it. Because, see, God said don't just be a hero, but be a doer. See, they see people going to work every day. They hear people get jobs every day. They ain't decided to do it. And God said, I'm going to make somebody get in office who going to make them get a job. See, that's called being a doer. Instead of you just sitting there waiting on somebody to do for you, you got to do your part in order to get your blessing, to reap your harvest. You're going to have to get up out the bed and go to work. You're going to have to obey, or you ain't going to have no food stamps. See how I just put that with the Bible? God said, don't just be a hero. Because, you know, people call them all day and tell them why they at home all day. You know, such and such just got a job. Girl, I got a job. I'm making such and such for real. Okay, let me call you back. We still sleep. Really? We still sleep? And Trump said, nah, we cutting it off. Ain't no more sleeping all day. When your kids go to school, you need to get up and be productive. It's just like your mama. She used to say you can't be with that boy or be with that girl, or you can't go out to the club. And then when you get older, you be like, oh, I just thank God that my mom protected me and didn't let me do certain things. You know, we be mad at the moment, but later on we be like, but I thank you. Thank you, Mom, for never letting me do what I thought I wanted to do, for never letting me hang out too late with my friends. Thank you, Mom. See, it's going to hurt right now, but later on you're going to love it. You're going to be glad for what he did for you. He pushed you into something because you actually was going to spend the rest of your life on your back, laying on your back. And God said, pick up your bed and walk. Ain't you tired of laying in the bed? Don't you want to pick your bed up and see what type of greatness that you got, to see that you are more than what you are? So your kids can see that you more than what you are. Your kids see that you don't do nothing every day, all day, but lay on your back. They see that. You don't even get up and be productive. All they see you doing is cooking and him tapping you on your butt and smoking a blunt all day or a cigarette. And you have the audacity to be mad at the very person who said they ain't finna give you no more food stamps to keep doing your cycle. That's a cycle. That's a generational cycle. You going in a circle. And you mad at the one person who said we not finna no longer, you ain't gonna, we're gonna cut that off. You ain't gonna no longer eat on our expense. You're gonna have to get up and do your part in order to get this money. In order to get these food stamps that you've been getting your whole life, it's time for a change. You're gonna have to go get you a job, and I'm gonna reward the people who actually doing what they supposed to do. This is what America was built on. People were business owners. Money was flowing through this country. And you got a problem with money flowing through this country. I guess y'all just want money flowing during tax time. As long as it's tax time, I want the money flowing. After tax time, I don't care that I'm broke the rest of the year. And the man finna come in and make sure everybody have money throughout the year. Yeah. See, it's hard for people to want to, stop eating their vomit and to get up out their bed and walk. But when you pushed out your bed to walk, ooh, but I thank you, God. Thank you, God, for the bigger vision, for the bigger plan. Because if it was up to these people, they'll stay losers all their life. They'll just sit there and later, and then it'll be their kids' turn to do the same thing because they saw their mamas doing it. It's a generational curse. My mama on food stamp. My mama had kids. She stayed in the house all day. So they know to get up and cook and clean up and push the kids off to school and lay back down with the man or the woman and go pump out some more baby. They just saw their mama doing it. It's a generational curse. And you mean to tell me you around here talking about you the curse breaker? You mean to tell me you around here talking about you know Jesus and you walking with God? And God finna break the generational curse and you want to stay in the curse? You want to keep needing the system that's keeping you handicapped? And I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying you don't need it, but I'm just saying, baby, there comes a time you just need a few years to get on your feet. Like some of us need a year or two where we ain't got to pay bills to just save some money so we can buy a house. If we could do that, hey, I would love what the Democrats are doing. But if I'm supposed to sit here for the rest of my life and then we got other people growing up and coming out of school and coming out of businesses, some people who are in divorces that need a little help right now or they need some food stamps and they can't get it. They can't get the Section 8. They can't get the based on income because we got people who've been on these services for 20 and 30 years. 20 and 30 years I've been funding your house and you ain't thought to do nothing. Ain't nothing in your head made you think that you need to do more, have more, get more. You ain't never wanted to buy a house, get another vehicle. All you have ever accepted was somebody just taking care of you for your whole life. That sound like a parent. That sound like you needed a guardian your whole life. I'm starting to realize like it's a whole lot of children in this world who don't want to grow up and take accountability, but we want to have sex and pump out babies. We want a man and a woman. We want to be married so bad, but ain't nobody responsible and don't nobody want to take no accountability to do nothing. See, this is why people don't like Dr. D, because I make you think about stuff that don't never cross your mind. Now, how is it we want to be grown to go to the club, to put the lace front on, to buy the Jordans, and to have sex? But we don't want to be grown when it come down to paying bills, buying a house, fixing your credit, buying land. Like, we don't never think about being that part of grown. We just want to be grown when we have kids. I'm grown. I'm a mama. I got kids your age. And how long you been on Section 8? How long you ain't had your driver's license? You owe too much money and you ain't thought about getting no job to start paying on it? I mean, 10 years on past. You don't think you could have been paid it off by now? That's your mindset. Poverty. Lack. And then the one person who gonna put you in position to change your mindset, you over here complaining about. Because all you can see is, well, how we gonna eat? I thought you trusted God. I thought you knew God. You mean to tell me God let this man get in office and he ain't already got a plan that you finna eat, that you gonna be able to feed your family? And that's because you don't have a mindset about wealth. You don't know nothing about sowing and reaping, giving and receiving. You just want people to keep giving to you, but you don't want to give nothing. How does that work? His scripture clean say give and receive, sow and reap, seed time and harvest. We want a whole lot of people to give us some stuff, but we don't never want to give nothing. Ain't that crazy? All them scriptures I just put with everything I said, and we still stuck complaining about what the man ain't finna do for us no more. What you gonna do for yourself? What are you gonna do for yourself? What was I gonna say? So it can pull metrics for each. It can pull metrics for. Let me get off this live. I love y'all. Have an amazing day. God is good. I'll see you soon. Subscribe if you want to hear more. This ain't for everybody. It's for some. See you soon. Bye.